Welcome, everyone. It is John the Net Guy, and thank you for joining me on Tech on Tuesday. It's 5:30 Pacific time on a Tuesday, so you know what that means. It's time to take a look at some cool tech. I am your host, John the Net Guy. This is a live show on many services. I would highly recommend if you're watching on any of the YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, anything that will have me, and it's not Amazon, take a look at my Amazon show page down there and my Amazon shop. That's where you're going to see the idea list for today. That's going to tell you what we've got. Got a whole bunch of cool tech today. It's kind of a mixed bag, so I called it the mystery bag of tech. Welcome, everyone. I'm just going to say hi to everyone on Amazon as well here. I'm going to get the first product highlighted. Hello. And get a quick message out. I'm going to take a quick break here to look at the different people checking in and say hi to them before we start our show. Always good to see these guys. It looks like we already had a Wi-Fi 6 conversation going on in the chat. I love it. Jonathan Talks Hardware, great YouTuber, winner of a shirt from one of our Black Friday shows, Cyber Monday shows. So thank you, Jonathan. That'll be on its way to you. And he checks in, great YouTuber there. Harley is checking in here, given all of the information about their modem, so they're having a great evening. And Jeremy's checking in. He says, evening. Jeremy's also one of our previous show winners. Don't have a giveaway tonight, unfortunately, but maybe you can talk me out of something cool. Two of the products tonight I am actually going to be you giving to a friend or using with a friend because he's got some construction stuff to do. So I got some cool guy stuff, I guess I would say, tonight. And Smart Home Rigs checking in. These guys are really cool, especially if you're in the wise or smart home scene. These guys do some great reviews, lots of great detailed information, and we're getting everybody. Randy J is checking in. I'm here too, John, and Jennifer from Amazon. She's on here. Jennifer, welcome. Good to see you here. I'm going to get going because I've got a ton of products and I don't want to make you guys wait. But feel free to ask me questions, and it's an interactive show. That's how it works. Make sure you unmute if you're on one of those services that offers mute. I think Amazon's the only one. And follow if you haven't already. First product up, and again, all of the products today have actually been provided by the show sponsors. So they've provided every single product today. It's getting towards the end of the year. People figured out what the show is, and they just love getting these on here. So just going to show you real quick. This is a wireless mouse and combo keyboard. I'll tell you, one of the things I generally don't like about these combo mouse keyboards, I'm going to get the top-down camera in a little bit tighter. One of the things I generally don't like about them is they look cheap, and usually they are cheap. Now this one has scissor switches, and it's got a relatively high DPI on the mouse. So as I open it up here, you'll see. So it's a full-size keyboard roughly. Very well packaged. It does have a number key row here on the side. So if you're looking to do some accounting, you're somebody that wants to make sure that you're 10 keying okay, you're going to have that capability. It's going to have all your other items here. On the back, this is a little bit interesting. So it says go here for your USB receiver. If you're buying the combination pack, it won't be in here. It'll be in your mouse. So it does have essentially a unified receiver for both the mouse. So you won't see anything in there if you're looking. There is the mouse. Again, pretty easy to use. It's got that rubberized feel. You can see my fingerprints where I've used it a little bit. This is your DPI mode switch button right there at the top. So when you hit that, it's going to switch between the modes. I'm going to pull it out here and do the standard test that I normally do for these. Let's go. Here we go. There is the receiver. Oh, you know what? I don't have the receiver installed on this one, so I am going to have to go grab that. Did I put it over here? See, I was just testing these earlier. This will be my day. Nope, I did not put the receiver back in this one, so I'm going to have to grab that before I can do it. So that's where the receiver normally goes, and you've got your standard on-off and battery access. Now, one drawback here, you're going to see these are Kirkland Signature batteries. They are not Kirkland Signature from this, so it's not going to come with batteries. You're going to need one of the AA's and two of the AA's. A couple interesting things about this one, so you can see the height there of the keys. They don't stick out a ton. They're more like a laptop. So if you're not one of those clickety clackety PS2 keyboard users, you can see there how thin they are. These are called scissor switches. I'm just typing randomly on it. Seems to be working well. making sure I didn't put that dongle over there when I was using that computer. So yeah, just very simple to type on. I won't be able to do my normal typing test on this, which is good. The one thing I will point out, I'm going to pull you up on the side camera to show you this. So there's all of the keys there, and you can see the height of those keycaps is really small. They do use scissor switches, but you'll notice as I type on this a little bit, it tends to deflect. So they're better than my MacBook, believe it or not, but they're a little bit, not super flat. So they do have a little bit of a roll to them. And I don't know if you can see that. So as I move around the switch, it's going to have that. Now, if that doesn't bother you, and most people it wouldn't, I just want to point that out. If that doesn't bother you, a very decent keyboard and mouse combination for under $30 right now. So let's take a look on Amazon. If you do want to see where you can find all these deals, they are on my Amazon show page. Let me get that up here and share for you. So there's me, and you can see me when I'm live, and when I'm not, just take a look for the mystery bag, show number 49. $27.99 for this one. You can apply the, let me go back. You can go here and hit the 25% coupon. You'll have to log in on that one to use it, but you'll get 25% off on that one, which will get it just right around, I believe, the $20 mark. So you're getting a keyboard and a high DPI mouse for 20 bucks. Let's take a look at what we got here. 2.4 gigahertz. You're going to have 33-foot range. I didn't do a range test on this one yet, but didn't have any issues with that as well. So we'll go through here. This is what I was talking about the keycaps. So there are scissor switches. They're not perfectly stable, though. So if you're thinking of like a perfectly up and down keyboard switch like you get with the kind of the center mounted ones, this one has a little bit of back and forth play in it. But that's fine with me. It worked just fine for typing. If I was doing a budget build and somebody needed a very budget option for a keyboard and mouse that's wireless, this is about the price you'd pay, maybe even a little bit more for a wired one. Pretty good combination. So that's what I'd have to say about that. That was our first product up here. And I'm going to go back to the chat and make sure we don't have any chat messages that I missed real quick. Taking a look real quick here. Pinky Tech says, I'm not there. Pinky Tech, another great YouTuber. Man, I've got the whole YouTube conglomerate here. RTX on, so quiet. There you go. Nobody can hear that. Jonathan says, Jonathan talks hardware. That's what I'll type first. Hey, you know what? Not a bad idea, Jonathan. Good idea there. Let's see if I can show that one instead of favoriting it. I like it. Yeah, they are absolutely right. With the RTX, it would sound a lot cleaner. So again, budget keyboard and mouse option. Keep your eyes open for that. I will be doing a full test and demo on that when I grab that unifying receiver that it has. So the next item up here, I have to do the thumbnail. No. I got a complaint the other day. They said, you ended your video so quick. I'm like, well, it was technically a clip from my live stream, and I don't like making people wait. So, it is what it is. I'm just going to go pull up the list here, make sure I'm going on list. The next item up is actually going to be an interesting product. It's a tripod. This is from Rig. Now, my YouTubing friends out here, I want to show you a couple different things. So if you're a YouTuber or home gamer, trying to make it out there, this is the product right here from Rig. Very, very compact. I believe it's 11.8 inches. Let me open it up here. We'll do a quick unboxing. I'll bring it on the top down for you. So there's what it is. It is a flexible tripod. What does that mean? Well, most tripods are going to have rigid legs. This one, you see the leg there? You can just bend it over sideways. You can literally bend this in any position you want. Super flexible. And then you can lock it down and you can use it wherever. Now, I love to use these things. Parks, if I've been doing some, shoots and I need to put something around a tree branch, I can do that. I use my GoPro here and my side camera. It's on just a mic stand and I do that. But if I'm going somewhere, this fits the bill really well. A couple interesting things I'm going to show you here on the side camera on this one. So it comes with one of the better cell phone mounts that I've ever seen. So I'll get to that in a second. But it's going to have a ball head, adjustable ball head on the top. And you could put your DSLR on this if you want. I believe it has a 6-pound weight rating. I do want to show you a picture, though, of how I was able to use my other one. I didn't think about this, that my show was tonight, and I was going to put this on there, or I would have grabbed this in my camera bag because I checked it out and I loved it. I want to show you the difference between it and one of its closest competitors. So this is the GorillaPod, and it's a very popular one here. Now, one, it's a little bit bigger already, so you're going to carry a little bit more weight with you. I'll bring it in the top down here. And until I knew, I thought the GorillaPod was going to be the best. And now another thing is, as you start to tweak these legs and wrap them around things, the GorillaPod, mine cracked the first day I had it. These things have a limit to the range of motion, and if you go too far, they actually split the plastic and the leg will come apart, and I actually put it together. So one of the legs on here is, I believe it's cracked on this one. It's actually not as tight as it used to be. And as you wrap it around things, so this is the GorillaPod version, when you wrap it around things, the only points of contact you're making are on the ridges here. So it looks cool, but honestly, it doesn't grip very well. And I'll show you what I had to do to make it grip. Now this thing, again, you can make radius bends and the whole thing grips. Now I like to do against a pole. I like to put one down and just kind of hug it around the pole like that. So you can set that up anywhere you want. I've used these for top-down rigs. I've used them for everything. I got a cool picture I'm going to show you of how I used one of these yesterday to mount my GoPro. I actually do have an extra GoPro I brought over here. So this is a GoPro 7 Black. Now what's cool about this is they actually already include for you a GoPro connector. So if you want to have a tripod connector and you can't find the one for your GoPro, they actually include one in the kit. So you've got one that's going to be able to work with your smartphone, and you've got one that's going to be able to work with your GoPro. So I'm going to screw the GoPro one back on. Other neat things about this, like I said, one of the better smartphone connectors here. Maybe this is going to be my giveaway. I see a lot of YouTubers in the chat chatting about this already. So Jonathan Talks Hardware says, yes, I want tripod. Mine's broke a few months back. See y'all. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this thing's going to be pretty slick. So if you have one of those very large phones, so this is a 12 Pro Max. This is my phone here. I'm going to unscrew this quite a bit. Now, it doesn't rely upon just spring pressure. That's one of the things that bothers me about some of these other ones. And you can see how big it's getting. So this is a 12 Pro Max. This is not a slight phone by any stretch, but it can cover it. It actually goes about another ½ inch. Now that's a very tight adjustment there. You can actually tighten that down as tight as you want to put your phone in. And then you can put this wherever you want. I was actually going to get myself all in. There we go. And now I can set this up over here, let's say. And now I've got another camera angle that I could use even within my show. So pretty slick capability there. You know what? There's more. I thought there was one thing in the unbox that didn't come out. It's this guy right here. And this is a Bluetooth shutter release. So if you want to hit this button for your iOS, or this button, let me get it on the top down. That one's for iOS, that one's for Android. This is a Bluetooth pairable release there. You see the blinking light there? You pair that to your phone, now you can take pictures. So if you're doing the family photos this year, you're smiling there, you're looking like this, and you're behind your back, you're hitting the shutter release, and there you go. So now that's a really cool feature to include. These things are a few bucks, those are a few bucks. The great iPhone or Android mount, your smartphone mount, is another few bucks. And then you've got the actual flexible tripod, which it comes with. So let me show you where I use this real quick. I'm going to pull that up on a tab. Let me know if you've used these kind of things before. I'm just going to have to apparently re-authenticate myself. Well, good news, it saved my password. So I'm going to show you real quick here. On our mystery bag show, I've got a few pictures that I wanted to show you. And I'm going to share that screen. So this was my evening yesterday. I went to a concert, and I was actually, my youngest daughter was singing in a choir concert. And so I was tasked to record it, and it actually worked out pretty well. So that was my main camera, but I don't know if you can see in the very background. They put me in the very back, and I said, that's going to be horrible for capturing audio. Do you guys see that thing over here in this corner? Well, I'm going to get closer to it in the right corner. I took that pole that was over there, and I strapped the GorillaPod to it. Now, I would have much rather used this one, because to get the GorillaPod to stay on, I actually had to tape it on there. I don't know if I got a good picture of the tape on the back side of it. So I actually taped it on the back, and I had to tape it on the front. But I actually feel it would have fit much better with this one. So this was how I do the shooting there. So I thought you guys might like to see that. That's a really cool, neat way that you can use these. So if you don't have a tripod with you, a full size, use a pole, use a chair, use anything you want, and just strap these around the edge, and you've got something ready to go. So great idea for the holidays. Let me go look at the Amazon page because this one was, I'm like looking for my phone. This one was a great deal. Let me get the Creator app up here so I can direct you to that. So it's saying that it's $18.98 right now. So again, this is from UU This is their model TP07. And Michaela A, welcome on the Amazon chat. Thank you so much. And Michaela A immediately hit follow, and then she says welcome. I love it. That's awesome. Michaela, each and every time I go live, you're going to get notified. Got cool gifts and giveaways. Thank you so much, Michaela, for the check-in there. Awesome. Let me pull up the UU rig here, and I'll share that screen with you one more time. Tap on that, tap on that. See, I have to figure out how to make this automatically share. There's a setting somewhere, and then it will take me one less second to get to where I want to go. So I want to pull this page up for you because it's a really cool product. 42 ratings so far, and the thing's got a 5-star across the board. $18.98 plus 10% off. This would be a great gift for a creator out there. If you already don't have a flexible tripod, definitely consider it. Like I said, things that'll cost you extra normally are going to be the cell phone mount, the universal ball head adjuster there that they have. That's going to be another thing. Oh, I didn't even notice this, but technically, and let me pull this up on the side camera. I'll get that over to you here in 1 second. It actually has a cold shoe mount. So this one doesn't move a lot. This is the rotation axis. It has very little adjustment, and I'd actually have to tighten it down for it to work. But if you see right on top there, it's got a cold shoe adapter for a microphone. So I was using a microphone on mine. I could have literally had a separate microphone attached to that, and that works on this adapter that you see right there. So that's another thing it includes. So less than $1.89 off. It's going to be $17 for 17 something for a pretty cool getup, including the remote shutter release, which is pretty slick. Very cool. And Rare Apple's coming in saying, good price. Another great guy, another editor on my channel. If you've seen some of my videos, Pinky Tech comes back in and says, but wait, there's more. Snowjack101 says, hello, Snowjack, it is a live show. Just to prove it to you, my friend, I'm actually going to pull something up because you just reminded me, now that we have a second, I wanted to show you guys something fun that happened this week. Got to get back over to my photos for the day. Sharing, here we go. Mystery bag. Speaking of snow, give me 1 second, Snowjack. I'm going to show you guys the snow that I had this week. We actually had some family visiting. It's been a great weekend. But of course, they came from somewhere that's much warmer, and this is what they were greeted with. So they had to deal with that. We had to I had to buy a 50-pound bag of ice. Maybe I should review that on the channel. So I got a 50-pound bag of ice because it was getting so slick every night. We're not used to that up here in the Seattle area. But Snowjack, just seeing your name reminded me that, yeah, I had to deal with that this week. The snow's still not gone. Pinky Tech's got to run. He's out of here. But we're going to get to the next product on the show again. This is from UU Rig. This is the TP07. I'm going to leave it out because I'm actually going to use it here in the show coming right up. I'm going to turn this off so it saves the battery. And if you're a creator, if you've got kids, if you're the person in the family that ends up taking all the photos, got to have one of these for your backpack. And it will definitely compress down really small. You can even undo it. That's one other thing I didn't show you. Once you take the legs off of this thing, it comes in 2 pieces. You can shrink this down, and that's how small it fits. So you don't even need the large box. That'll fit in the bottom of a purse, camera bag, something. Always good to keep in handy with you. And Michaela A says, you're welcome. Thank you, Michaela. Awesome. We're going to get going on to our next product. And I'm doing these in an order on purpose because I think I'm going to use this for one of my upcoming demonstrations. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to put the box down. There we go. And the next product up is actually one that I will be using with a friend, and it's dealing with lighting. So this is a garage light 2-pack. This is for your garage, if that's where you want to use it. It could be for a shed, a workshop, anywhere you need a lot of light, and I'm talking a lot of light, and you need it to be spread in all directions or even aimable. Let me pull this in the top down and we'll do a quick unboxing of it. So no tool installation, which is pretty cool. Foldable LED panels, and it's 10 times brighter, it's saying, and I'm guessing that's versus an incandescent. Now, the friend of mine that's going to be getting this actually has a really nice workshop garage, but it's got those huge fluorescent beams, and those fluorescent tubes are actually really dangerous. So if they got hit by something, they could actually, shatter and drop a bunch of glass shards on you and phosphorus, which nobody wants. So these are much, much safer, one. Two, I think they put out more light. Let's take a look at what you get in here. So this is the information sheet that you're getting in here. These are definitely on the cooler end of the spectrum. So they're saying they're 6,500 Kelvin. So if you read that, that's up here in the corner on the A scale. It's showing the very light. Now, the maximum that you can put out is 150 watts on these, but you can chain these together. You can have up to 4 of them, which is pretty cool. Now, they have different models, which I'll tell you about in just a second, but I'm going to unbox this real quick. So this is the cord. I did take the strap off of this one when we were testing it. So they come nicely packaged, and that's what they look like. They have a center light and then 6 of these multi-directional panels. Now, if you have a wall or something in one spot and you don't need the light, maybe you point it down. Maybe if you have to cast it off in a different direction. These are fully adjustable, which is great. Now, on the top here is another cool feature that they have. So this one, you can see how it tilts up here and then pulls up, and there's an outlet on top here. So you plug this thing in, you can plug the next one into it, the next one, and up to 4 of these can be daisy chained off a single switch. And if you've been watching my show, I did a really good deal on smart switches last week. These are not smart directly, but you could definitely use them with a smart outlet switch. And, for a few bucks more, you could actually control these with your voice. Now, I don't know on dimmable. That's another question that I usually ask on all these. I don't see dimmable anywhere, so I'm going to assume not on this, but we'll find out for sure. And I'm just taking a look real quick. This is also the instructions for installation, so I'll show you those real fast. Now, it has a couple different ways to install. This one can go directly on a hook. So if you've already got a hook or something somewhere, you can hook that right to this top hook. Inside, it actually has this trellis. So it's got an anchor that you can put right on the ceiling and hook it directly to that. Or it's got these 3 cables, and you can suspend these down several feet, which is going to be kind of nice. Now, everybody's going, that's great, John, but how bright is it? Okay, so normally I have to apologize for the lights, right? I was like, okay, this light is green. It's really great. And we're in my studio, but my studio has great lights. This is going to be amazing. Okay. That's how bright this is. You can't even see me anymore, and I can't see you, and you can see what it's doing to my walls. This is an enormous amount of light. 200 watts of light it puts out. It's just blinding my cameras here. It's like, so you imagine when you hook this up to a ceiling, it's going to light your area. Now, that's pointed downward. I can actually point this in all directions, which is cool. And now maybe you've got that dark closet that nobody wants to go into. You put this in that dark closet, it is not dark anymore. So that's what you're seeing here. And just to show you how bright that really is, that's the light there, and you can see what my GoPro sees. It definitely has that bluish LED color. It is proven that 6,000 Kelvin is better for work environments. So this is definitely for like a working area. If you want more of a relaxation light, things like that, you get in the 3,000 Kelvin. But you can see how incredibly bright this light is. And guess what? You get 2 of them here. So this is what the other one looks like. And I'll literally just daisy chain them together so you can see what 2 of these looks like. But we'll get a good thumbnail picture out of this. How's that? We'll work together here. So I'm taking this cover off the back slot. Now these can be stretched out as long as the cord will reach. And now I can't see a thing. No, now I have 400. I have double the light capacity here. And this would be a great work light for a work environment if you have to put something somewhere. I really, really like this. I don't need any more light in my studio, but like I said, usually, oh man, that's a thumbnail right there. Usually I'm apologizing because the lights don't look as bright as they are. These things are so bright, they're blowing out my studio here. So Hopefully that's what you guys are seeing there. That again is the garage light 2-pack. Now my eyes need to adjust back here. Those are pretty slick. Maybe Pinky Tech needs those. He's got a new studio coming up. You don't need big light panels. You just need 2 of these. But that's 400 watts combined of light output. Let me pull them up on Amazon because they've got some really good pictures that I want to show you that are more close up. And they have some other cool installation options. So I'm going to pull up the Amazon show page. If you guys are following along, you're already there. And this is what they look like when they're suspended, right? They're $39.99 for the 2-pack, but there's other couple cool options. Maybe you don't need to suspend them, but you do, like in my garage, you have a screw-in bulb socket. Guess what? They make a screw-in version that you can literally just screw into the existing bulb in your garage. Even if it hangs down, they're showing like that, so it screws right in. So you can get that same link, just click that and click the other variation. If you just want one of these, maybe you want to try them out, they are $24, so you get a little bit of a better deal if you buy 2. You can hit the $3 off coupon there if it's up for you, or you can get up to 4 of these. Like I said, you can do 4 of these in one outlet, or maybe you have 2 areas that you want to light up. I've been a big fan of the LED fluorescence lately, but these things are going to be amazing. Super duper powerful. Very excited about those. So that's the next product that we had up here. And again, not smart bulbs, but they're going to last you a long time. If I look at these instructions, the lifespan is estimated at 50,000 running hours. So not only going to save you some money on your light bill because you're going to be using highly efficient LED bulbs, but this is also going to last you. You're not going to be replacing bulbs or fluorescent tubes, which, let's face it, they cost about as much as these do for a replacement of an industrial fluorescent tube. So you can get this entire kit and retrofit your lighting for that cost. So excellent. That was the product there on the show. I'm going to take a look at the Amazon chat here, make sure nobody has questions about those. So again, if you're a dude and you want something cool for your garage, you're looking maybe for an upgrade, that would be a great item. I'm going to pull up the next product. And this one is also from UU-Rig. This is the V-Rig. Now, this is the MG05. Talk about cool mounting products, cool, neat accessories. I want to do an unboxing for you, but I have to tell you, there's something really cool about this. I love it when I get products that fill a need or fix a problem that I have. I got lots of problems, and I love it when this works out just for my favor. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to go back over. I'm going to pull up one page here. Let's see if I can get this product up on the screen and be ready for you before I do the unbox. So this, like I said, is from V-Rig. This is also the UU-Rig company. So MG05, this is their MagSafe 15-watt magnetic wireless charger. So if you're like me and you have a cell phone that looks like this, maybe has the ring on the back, or maybe yours doesn't, it's an iPhone 12 or newer, you're going to be able to use this, but there's another trick in there that they have. So let's do an unboxing real fast. And then I'm going to tell you why I think this one is so special compared to the other ones out there. So it has 2 different mount types. Now, I have a problem in my F350, and I showed you this on some other mounts. So there's this mount capability, which I'm going to show you, which has a hook style. So you don't have to worry about compression and things that fall off. This has a positive retention hook. Let me pull this up on the side screen for you. You see that? So this ball and socket fits over top of your vent, and then this positively hooks and turns until it locks in, and it's not going anywhere. Now, in my truck, my vents are pretty deep, and they have a tendency to droop. So check that out. Look how far out you can take that. Tighten it down, it's not going anywhere. I love that. They also include a second model, second type. So this one is your traditional compression style. So it's got a very strong spring. It's gonna pinch around whatever that vent or piece of material is. But take a look at this. So that problem I was having with this thing drooping my vent when I put it on, you clip that on your horizontal vent, you put this leg out, and then it can't fall down so that the phone holder stays together. I'm gonna take the wireless piece out, show you that real quick here. So very easy to set up and install. You're just going to take and unloosen this back up here on the back part. I'm going to use this one just because it'll stand. So loosen that up, push that in, tighten that down, and you're done. There you go. So that's like a 10-second install in your car to get it all aligned. Now they include a USB-C to USB-A charging cable here. So it looks like that. It's going to have the USB-C side. Now you're saying, I don't have a USB-C on my iPhone. Well, that's fine. USB-A goes to your car. The USB-C goes in right here on the bottom. And then, where's my show phone? Here we go. Literally magnetically attaches your phone. So there's my phone right now. It's not going anywhere, not falling off. This will attach, and you can tighten that around so it doesn't move as much. So you can get it the angle you want. Very cool. And then the neat thing about this, saves your bottom port on your phone from getting dirt, debris, wear, all that. You just literally plug this in, you drive down the road, hands-free design, it's charging your phone, and you didn't have to do anything. So a permanent wiring solution here for charging your phone as you're going down the road. This is from the V-Rig company. Now I'll have some pictures. Just imagine some pictures right here, editors, of the item in my truck, because my truck was where I really wanted to use this one. That's where I have not found a mount that's going to work, and I'm super excited about this one. This is the one I mentioned earlier. Let me show you on the top down. This is where it has that positive retention hook, and then you twist it and it tightens in, and that's an actual, there's no compression there or anything like that. That's an actual solid mount. And then this is rubberized on the back, so it'll hold itself in. So I'm really excited about this. This is going to solve a problem for me. Let's go take a look at Amazon, see what they're asking for this one. And that's what I was saying earlier, is this is actually a product that I would love to use, and I love it when that works out for me. So this is the MG05. There are a couple other ones, depending on how your installation is. Maybe you've got a boat or you've got another solid surface that you want to install a phone mount on. There's a stick down mount, the MG06, and then they have the MG07, which is also a little bit different there. So you get a couple different styles that are all available. There is a 10% off on this one if you check that right now, so you can do that. That'll give you 10% off. I forgot to tell you one thing that's already in here, and let me get that up on a camera here so you guys can see it. Let's say you have an Android device or an older iPhone, and you've not been lucky enough to deal with the magnetic charging. Now, you won't get the magnetic charging capability, but they do include their own version of a stick-on magnet that's the right size for MagSafe, their adapter, and others. So you can definitely use that, which I really appreciate. So wanted to say thanks again for that. That's going to be great for your couples that have maybe one Android phone, maybe got a work phone that you got to carry with you. So you can have a different stick-on one, or maybe you've got a case that's got a large back area, but it doesn't have the MagSafe. Add that, and now you've got at least the magnet side of the MagSafe. You can see how it connects there on there. So that's from V-Rig. Another great product, and I'm excited to look at. So, is the Studio Light certified, though? That was a good question coming in from Jonathan Talks Hardware. No, that other light, I don't know if it's got a high CRI rating. It's more for working. It looks like a great work light, a garage work light. That would be a really cool gift. So, again, I'm going to box this back up and look forward to using this myself as we grab our next product. Got some really cool guy stuff coming up here. I'm kind of excited because I've never done this kind of stuff on the show. I've done some guy gifts and things like that before, but wait till you see the next item coming up. Did I get those backwards? I think I did. I'm going to have to deal with that later. So I'll put that back down. And we'll get the next show product coming up here. Okay. Get over. There we go. Okay. Let me pull this next one up. And this is from eMotal. I've been working with these guys to get it. I had to update the link just earlier today. Let me make sure I get the right link on this one highlighted in the show carousel. We'll get going there. So this is from eMotal. If you've ever had to have a Bluetooth headset for driving or long distances, I do my show headset every week, and without fail. I've tried. I've got an overhead mic here. I'll show you that real quick. So when you see my top-down camera, I've got a backup mic recording audio up here. But you know what? It doesn't sound as good. Nothing sounds as good as getting right up close to the audio source that you want. And when you want to sound great for work, or if you're on the road on your job, if people are always complaining like, oh, I can't hear you, can you speak up? And you got those, earbuds that are way back here, or the cable that's dangling around. Let me show you this one. So eMotal, this is one of those trucker style Dual microphone headphones. And what's cool about this, it's a single ear headphone, but it's got dual microphones, so it's going to pick up really cool. It has all of the fancy aptics, the aptX technology in it. So that's the licensed technology. That's what you're going to get. You're also going to get down in here a owner's manual. Definitely read this. I skipped it and I thought I knew everything, and I misunderstood one of the features. So let's open this carrying case now. Nice thing, one, they're carrying a carrying case, or they're giving you a carrying case here, which is important when you have something so small and delicate like this. So there's what it looks like right out of the box. Now it's for both sides. You can use this left-sided if you want to do it that way, or you can rotate it the other way and you can use it on your right ear. Now the concept here is that this goes over your ear. So if you've got people that don't like earbuds because they fall out a lot, especially if you're working hard, this is how you do that. So you put this, and I'm going to see if I can get this on the, I can't do it on this ear because that's where my mic is. So I put it over here, I put it over my ear, and then just push. And there you go. So now, is it the most attractive thing in the world? Maybe not, especially when I have another microphone loop going over my ear. But if I hold this down for, I think it's 3 seconds, I get a voice prompt that says power on. Now, let's take a look real quick here. It's already telling me it's connected to the phone. So this is the world's smallest recharging cable that they include. This is the USB Type-C. It's great that they're throwing the cable in. They don't actually include the charger, which again, we're cutting down on e-waste because we have these charging ports everywhere. But USB Type-C, if you've already got one of those for your phone or other stuff, you can do that. They include 2 additional sizes of your silicone ear canal cup, and I actually went up to the larger size because I didn't think that it fit tight enough. It's not going to do noise canceling or those other fancy things, but what they're talking about here is the audio quality. So that's one of the big things that they're looking for. Now, I've been playing it all day. I was using podcasts, listening to stuff. I did do a couple calls with it and it worked fine. I'm going to try something interesting and we'll see. Oh no, the headset's currently unavailable. It says, thanks Michaela for checking in on that. She let me know that, and I'm looking at the page now. Unfortunately, a lot of times these guys, popular products like this, they go out of stock very quickly. Keep this one in mind. If it's something that you think you'll be interested in, it is $129. That was the list price of it. It's not a super cheap earbud, that you're going to get, and it's going to have all that noise and background noise. So it is definitely on the higher end of the scale, but that's because, again, it's a professional tool. Let me see if I can get the show phone dialed in to the show here. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to invite myself. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to do that. While I'm doing that, if you're watching, give me a quick shout out of where you're from. I'd love to call out. We'll see who the furthest person away from us is. Now, don't say Antarctica just because you want to win. But if you can actually say, at least geography wise, where in this world you're from, it's always fun. We had somebody the other day from Qatar, that was watching the show my wife and I did. And it was hilarious because we're like, this is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I need to send myself a quick message. And a link. I'm going to send this. So I actually have the show set up on my phone. So I should be able to go in here and be able to actually join the show if everything's working right. And then I'll be able to let you hear what this sounds like. So that'll be pretty slick. I'm kind of excited about this. So we'll see. Oh, we got somebody coming in here from Florida. Florida's winning so far, at least from the distance from me. There we go. Jeremy's coming back here. He says, man, I miss my wireless charging. Yep. This one does not charge wireless. This one actually does have a USB-C connector. I might buy that for my Steam, is what Jonathan says. And Randy says, now I want to get a car and a garage just to have that light. It's pretty cool. Iowa. Harley's coming in from a great state of Iowa. They're first in all elections. Isn't that how it goes? So this is from eModal. I'm just going to go back out here, find the link that I need to join the show, and hopefully I don't get a ton of feedback. Let's hope here. I have to turn one of my inputs off. I'm going to mute myself in a second here. Allow access. I did that. And I'm going to mute this other one, and my name is John. And I'll join the stream. Okay. Okay, now. I don't hear myself. But the cool thing about my phone is over the be a little bit laggy and a little bit work this sideways. Better when I go sideways. I could put this in my using the mount that we had earlier rig. So and you can see, and if they're static, I didn't test it yet. Let's see. It goes a little bit faster. But you know, I haven't. This is actually playing. Let's see if I can. I'm going to turn that on. Did that work? I need to go there. Okay. Hopefully, I don't want any feedback. There we go. Oh, but thanks everybody. That was I'm doing my little phone test. Hopefully, you guys hear what I. You didn't. So. This is funny. I'm actually hearing myself twice. So I'm gonna exit out of the show here on my phone, but hopefully that came through. If it didn't come through, I will go ahead and add that in when I do the full review. You get to hear what it sounds like. Again, technology being what it is. Oh, Randy says quite bad. Okay, well, I tried. I did my best here to do a live demo, but it is very, very tough on these. So again, decent audio quality when I did have private phone calls, whatever, Zoom meetings. The audio quality is great. Now you can use this not only with a mobile phone, you can actually use it with a full-blown PC. So if your PC has Bluetooth and any of the Bluetooth technologies, this will be able to connect to that, and it works incredibly well. So from eModal, again, currently out of stock, unfortunately, that is their headset. Now I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to hopefully turn it off. Now it has audio prompts, it has mute, volume control, it has the ability to run Siri if you hold the button down, which I thought was also pretty cool. I'm going to put that back there. And I'm going to take a look at what the next item up on the show is. Okay, we get to do the coolest, probably most manly. Where did I put that down at? Of course, that's that kind of day here. 1 second. There it is. Had to put that down. Let me go ahead and pull up the Creator app and get this thing in the carousel. Oh, in Osaka, Japan on vacation. Very cool. Michaela is way out of there. Michaela wins that, by the way, hands down. So the next item that I'm just pulling up right now is actually from Glority. Manly Tools here. This is their rotary hammer. This is an SDS Plus rotary hammer. Now, you're thinking big drill, right? Think even bigger. So like you get your 1/2-inch corded drills. Those are great. This thing is 13 amps. So 13 amp, 120 volt motor on here. I've actually rented tools like this one to do demolition, to drill into concrete, do things like that. I've borrowed them. Milwaukee makes a great roto hammer, you'll hear them also called. The thing that's important though is the SDS and the SDS Plus, because that's actually going to give you the hammer drilling capability, plus you'll see the keyed bits that it uses. It's actually going to be able to turn. So if you're doing anything in masonry, or you just need a really big drill, sometimes you need a really big drill for something, this is going to have your back. It comes with a lot of really cool features. I'm going to do an unboxing here. It's in the carousel right now, and I think I'm actually going to have to move the unbox camera because this thing is so big. Let's do that out a little bit. So comes in a nice case. That's the one thing I've noticed is having tools in cases helps keep them a lot cleaner, and they last longer, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and open this. Now, the latches here stay on the side that stays down. So I would recommend that. And if you're lifting it up, just remember that. So inside, that's what it looks like. It's going to have a ton of bits and chisels. Why do you need a big chisel? I'm not going to ask, but it has it. So that's about a 1-inch chisel here that you can use. It's going to have a 1-inch breaking bit. So if you're remodeling and you're breaking out old bricks or tile, I've used an air compressor one and they just take forever. The air compressor charges up over and over. This thing's ready to go, and this is what's important about it. You see this end? This is the SDS bit. That's what you're looking for, is these fluted bits. And they only go in one way. See how they have a different chamber? And that's because they're meant to turn as well as hammer at the same time. And they have a little bit of play in there because they're actually going to rock back and forth. Now, it includes a variety of fairly large, so you can see there's the STS Plus. There's a 12 millimeter. That's real common. And take a look at the head on this one. So it's going to have a chisel point, and that's because, again, the purpose of this thing is to chisel its way through masonry, and then the flutes here are really just to take the debris away. And so that's the purpose of this. It does have 4 different actions. So it's going to have a drill, it's going to have a hammering capability, it's going to hammer and drill at the same time, and that's all of the capabilities here. It's going to have a couple extra things that I want to show you real quick in this bag. So it's going to have a special tool to get to the motor and clean things out. It includes an extra set of brushes. Now, when tools do this, there's a couple options there. One, they know that the brushes are going to go bad if you're using this thing a ton. So a lot of times the tools that you're going to use a lot every day, whatever, you may buy a more expensive tool. The fact that they're including these lets me know that they know that this part is a wear part and something that you're not going to want to have to go order and get replaced. So they're including that from day one. Again, for the amount that you use these tools, you're probably going to be okay, though. I use these when I put in my mini split air conditioners. So I have to drill into the concrete bases. This works out really well. This is a depth gauge right here. So I'm showing you this piece here. So this goes in and it shows you if you're trying to drill only a certain depth, you can put this on the drill and you'll know exactly when you hit there. Now inside these other couple small things, these small bits get damaged real easily and they get thrown away. So they've included them in these little connectors. But again, these are smaller size SDS bits. Again, same concept. And, you know, they have very sharp tips there. This is a lubricant for drilling. That's all I would use it for. So that is included. And now normally this is in a bag. I did take the bag off for simplicity, and this is a heavy tool. This is not your standard drill. So very heavy duty. Definitely a nice casting job they've done here. And this is where I go from hammer drilling. I can rotate that all the way around. So there is the rotary drilling. So this one is just going to hammer in a circle. So sometimes maybe you just need to dig something out. You can hammer in a circle, or you can just hammer forward. So that's kind of that jackhammer capability that has it. So maybe you're not drilling something, you're using this point and you just want to chisel, or you don't want your chisel turning. You can do that, and you can set this and you'll see the end move a little bit there. So if I go to hammer drill mode here, there's this backside where I can switch between hammer mode, and that's where this is, to just regular drill. So if I want to regularly drill something, this is one of the bigger drills you're going to find. It's an 1.25 inch maximum drill bit size that they want you running with this thing, which is the Plus. So rotatable handle here. So now if I'm going to drill into something, I'm going to need some of that extra torque. I don't want this twisting my hand or my wrist. So I'm going to be able to use this with that handle on an angle. But of course we got to demo this thing, right? You know, so I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to grab a couple items and we'll test them out and we'll see how this thing works. Jeremy, he says, I sure could use that thing to screw bits in my PC. If you take a screenshot of this thing that's coming up here and you post it to where I think you would, I will totally do that. I will totally use this to put a PC together one day. I think that would be hilarious. I love it. That would be great. Snowjack says, I love this. I bought this a while ago. Right on, Snowjack. So he's seen this thing before. From Glority, we're taking a look at their 13 amp. So 13 amps is the size of the motor. That's huge. You know, a lot of times they measure these in a couple hundred watts. So I'm plugging this into the non UPS backed up outlet. I'm going to look at this. I'm going to start using the 1/2 inch bit because I think that's as far as I want to go today with my drilling. I've got a couple sample pieces here that we're going to play with, and we can talk about how these features work. In order not to get myself into too much trouble with the Amazon sensors, I have a bunch of safety equipment that I'm going to bring out. So there's that. Always wear glasses when you're doing stuff like this. So I've got these really dirty glasses. I probably should have checked to see if they were dirty. If you're just tuning in, this is John the Net Guy. We're going to do some manly tool usage here. And here we go. I got a 2x6, or actually this is a 4x6. What am I talking about? I'm going to put that on the side, and just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, you know what? I'm going to put it front to back here. Just to make sure it does not go anywhere, I actually brought some clamps because I don't want this thing taking out my laptop. Okay, so again, this thing's ready to go. To put an SDS bit in, I'm going to go top down for you on this one. To put an SDS bit in, you'll notice this collar pulls back, right? Rotates. So the bit goes down the front. This is a keyless chuck. And you notice too, the bit's in there, but it has a little bit of play. And that's because as it's drilling, it's designed to vibrate back and forth and have that jackhammer action, but it's also has a jackhammer that's turning it side to side. So I can go through here now and I can adjust it into the different modes. Right now I'm on hammer drill mode. I may just want to go into regular drill. And so I'm using the back to show regular drill. Let's see. We need to have a target to drill at, right? So we'll do X. And we'll do our drill. So now I'm in drill only mode. I'm going to go straight down on this. Let me see if I can get a better camera angle for you guys. Look at that. Okay, much better. Now I don't want to go through my desk, but it could. So now this is going to drill a lot slower into this than normally it would with a regular sharp pointed drill bit, but it's going to drill wood and large items. Now the back side here, it's got a colored indicator that shows you when it's running. And you know what? It's not doing a great job because, again, it's not designed. It's designed to use regular drill bits when you're doing this. So they do have some drill bits that you can get that are for large drilling, but it can drill into this. That's just what I wanted to show you. So you can use it in wood. You can use it in steel. They've got some other tests that they've done that. I'm not going to drill all the way through this, but I will bring up some concrete. So I was like, you know what? I do need to drill some holes in this. You know, I probably should have thought this through before I committed here, but I do have to drill some holes in this. This is actually a base for my package butler coming up. Okay, so concrete again, right? So if I need to make a hole, I'm going to be somewhat centered here. Hopefully it doesn't shatter. This is where you can actually use that hammer drilling capability we talked about. So I'm going to switch it to hammer drilling mode. And it's actually set properly. I'm going to go to the side camera here. And hopefully you guys can see this. And you're going to notice a difference in the sound if it doesn't cut out. Now, glad I'm wearing this eye protection because it's already shooting chips out at me here. But I'm actually... Please don't drill my desk. Please don't drill my desk. If you're just joining, this is John the Net Guy. We're using a 13 amp hammer drill from Glority that they sent out to me. Now, they've got some other cool stuff in here. They actually have a little dust cap, so if you're doing a lot of this work. Now, let's take a look at this. Now, is this a perfectly round hole? Probably not. Again, this is for putting in concrete anchors. So that just went almost all the way through, and I didn't want to go to my desk, so I went through that far. But I'm basically drilling through concrete with this drill. So let's take a quick look on Amazon, see what this thing's coming up for, and then we'll take a look at some of the other pictures that they have. So, 1 second. Here we go, just pulling it up right now. So it is $109.99 for this. And I can tell you, I have rented tools for almost that much to do this kind of stuff. So it's going to be able to help you with some demolition. So if you're just going to be chiseling through stuff and you need to have a chisel and that capability. This can definitely break things down, bricks, other stuff. Comes with a lot of bits. That's what I got to point out real quick here. So this is their listing. There's the different. You're going to get a full flat chisel. You're going to get a pointed chisel. You're going to get 5 different SDS bits. You're also going to get some additional brushes, a dust cap to keep the dust and chips down. So maybe I should have used that when we were just doing our stuff here. That would have been great to keep the chips from flying all over. I don't think it got my laptop, but we'll see. So again, this is from Glority. We're taking a look at this. This is an 1.5 inch and a quarter SDS Plus hammer drill. There's all the different pieces of it. I did rotate out the handle to get more torque. If I was using this outside, I would definitely do that. That's definitely a cool feature that it has. So that full rotatable handle. There's the information. Resistance up to 200 Celsius on the motor, which is good. And then it's going to have a 13 amp motor. So I'm going to take a quick look at the chat and see if there's any questions, but there's the different ways you can use it. Sometimes you just want to drill through something. You don't want to chip it out. You don't want to do that hammering impact action. Sometimes you need something just to do the hammer drilling around, but you can do all of those different things with the different modes that it's showing you right there. So we're going to take a quick look at the chat. If you drill your desk, you'll always know why the hole is there. That was a good spot to demo the depth guide, Randy said. Yeah, I have to figure out how to put that thing on. I was playing with this earlier, and I believe the depth guide goes into the handle side, but I wasn't able to put it in there. So that's definitely a good point you made there. Warning headphone users, loud noises. Oh, yeah, I have automatic gain control on, but maybe I didn't think about that. Sorry about that. My editors will bring the sounds down in post, but that is from Glority. Again, multiple surfaces. You're going to be able to do your brick, masonry, a concrete like this. It can be concrete on a foundation footing if you need to hang something. Very cool drill. And I actually use these. I like 1/2 inch drive drills and larger drills just as something so you're not underpowered when you're doing a regular job. So from Glority, very cool product here. Let's do a thumbnail. Let's go over here maybe. Hold it like a fish. You hold it out so it looks bigger. Isn't that what it is? Now again, it's adjustable. You can rotate this down. So you can get power that way, or if you want to be winged out, you can move it sideways. 360-degree adjustable on the front there. So that is from Glority. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to try to get this concrete down so we can get on to our next product. We got at least 1 or 2 more. There we go. Awesome. And this is the concrete that hopefully didn't drill a hole in my desk. Let me get that done. Okay. So that's the coolest thing I think I've demoed on the show before. You let me know what you think about that. I think we need to put that as the largest Linus screwdriver that's ever been shown. There we go. And clean this area off. We'll get started on the next product. So thank you guys for checking in that have been here. There's 2 products left today. The next product up is from Viclin Company. So this is a 5 megapixel turret security camera. And what's cool about this one, let me get it pulled up in the chat here. So this one, I've shown you a variant of it before, but from Viclin, this is the turret camera. What's nice about the turret shape is, one, it looks like a more traditional indoor dome camera, but this can be used both indoor and outdoor. We'll do a top-down unboxing. So here's what you get. You're going to get a customer service card, which is great. You're going to get your network camera quick start guide, which has the QR code you're going to need for the VK Look app. And then you're going to get a drilling template. Now, the drilling template's good for this style because being a turret style, you can actually install it flat on a wall or up on an eave. And that's what I really like about it, is the flexibility. It is IP67 waterproof, and it is power over Ethernet powered, or you can power it with a 12-volt adapter, and I'll tell you about that. So there's the camera. There's what it looks like. It is the cousin to the one I've shown you guys on here before. It does have audio capability, so I need to point that out too, so you can actually listen through this. It has 2 high-power spotlights. It doesn't have IR night vision because it's got color night vision. It's got the upgraded night vision. So if you're used to the Wise Cam, a lot of people have been asking me, they're like, I want a Wise, but I don't want to deal with Wi-Fi. I want to have more of them, and I don't want to have congestion and all that other stuff. What can I get? Well, these guys are partnered with Hikvision. So if you guys have been in the camera scene at all, you know Hikvision. They partnered with them, so you can actually use this with the Hikvision NVRs, network video recorders. Now, I don't have the plug here on this one, but you normally would leave the plug on this DC power adapter. So why do you need DC power for this one? Well, let me grab that over here. I didn't bring my PoE switch out. It's still boxed up right now. So I just wanted to plug this in for you guys real quick. And then I'm going to plug in the network cable to it. We'll take a look at it. Okay. So first thing you'll notice is the spotlight turns on immediately. So it does not have infrared night vision. And that's because, like I said, it actually has the Starlight night vision sensor. Give me 1 second here. Need to adjust a couple settings. And we'll get this back off. There we go. Okay, so sorry about that wait there. So from Viclin, 5 megapixel, it's going to have a great picture quality. That's one of the things I really like about it. It also works with their VK Look app. Now, I just happen to have the app on my phone, and I need to add this camera to it real quick. And I'm going to just do that real fast by IP address. I just happen to know it. So I'm going to add that in 1 second. And I'll show you exactly what it looks like. There we go. And it's added. New device 101. Hopefully you guys can see this now. There I am. Okay. So now the picture in that corner over there is actually from my real... There we go. I'm going to go to clear, which is the highest quality. So the picture over there is from my DSLR. This is from the turret camera. Now, it's hot in here. And I am all red and whatnot. We were just drilling some cool stuff. But you can see the clarity I'm talking about in my beard specifically. Now, it's going to have H.265 compression built in. It has the ability to store directly on the camera or on your NVR. Now, I want to show you one thing. If I stop here for a second, the text in the background here is actually readable. That little tiny bit of text. So its focal distance is going to be a little bit further than what we've got here. Now, let me pull up the test chart here that I like to use. We'll take a quick look at that. So there's the test chart. Again, focal distance, it's not going to focus that close, it looks like. It does not want to focus that close. So as I pull it away, you're going to see when it gets to its focal distance there. That's about it. Fairly sharp. Let's take a look at distortion. So this is the pin cushion distortion test. Also happens to test compression. You'll see compression artifact. Not a lot of barrel distortion here or pin cushion. That's barrel coming out and pin cushion going in. So overall, really decent quality on that. I'm just going to go full screen on it here so you guys can see it. Again, really decent. It's getting better, actually. I think overall the quality is even improving. You can see the stuff in the background. I usually use my beard hairs as a test. That's one thing. Very wide dynamic range it's talking about. So, you know, you've got my studio lights here. That's a really bright studio light. I got another really bright one over here. And even looking straight into the light, you can still see things in the background. And that's what's cool about the wide dynamic range, is if you've got the sun that peeks through part of your scene, part of the day, this thing can actually have that sun in there and still see somebody walking by. It does not get blinded by it, and that's really important. IP67 waterproof, I think I mentioned. That's going to be really important, so you have a lot of flexibility in mounting this. Another thing I love about the turret cameras, I have one of these by my front door. Let's take a look at the top-down camera so you guys can see there. So the top-down camera can show you here, you can rotate this at all angles. So maybe you want to mount it on a ceiling like that, and you want the camera facing that way. It has a little up indicator. So you mount it to a ceiling, and you're looking out that way. If you want it mounted to a wall, and you want it looking down, you mount it that way, and you can rotate it down. Just taking a look real quick. There we go. So there's lots of different ways that you can mount this thing. I did mention SD card storage, and it's cool. That's actually stored down in here, so all your micro SD and everything's hidden down there. You can pop this thing out with just pressure through the front. Let's see. I gotta tilt it just right. Of course, I had this out earlier today. Now I won't. There we go. So there you go. So now you can actually get to those different set screws that you need. It does have this mounting plate here, and as you put the mounting plate on, you'll notice very light there is a lock unlock, and that's how you lock it in. The beauty of these ones, once you have that single PoE camera connection, this wire can be installed, and then the only thing that you see is the camera itself against the wall. You won't see any wires, which is beautiful. I have it plugged into a 12-volt power supply, so maybe you've got an RV and maybe you want to put this out there and you don't have PoE, you can plug it into a 12-volt power supply system and it works. Regular network connection, one thing I'll point out, and it's always challenging, is on these, they're designed to be plugged into an NVR usually. It's going to have the default IP address and password and other information here printed on the side. So you want to make sure that you go in, log into that IP address, and you change it to DHCP. That gets people a lot the first time. But this is the fixed turret. Let me take a look at a couple of the example photos that I've got from the other one that I had here. It's the exact same sensor, so I don't feel bad showing you this. This was actually a picture of my car at night. So this is my driveway. If you're tired of that old black and white night vision, this is that car of mine. And again, there was my boat was parked out in the yard because we were using it a lot over the summer. You can read the registration numbers right off of my boat there. So it is very, very detailed. And this is probably 50, 60 feet away. So this is from Viclin, and this is their 5 megapixel turret camera. Yeah, great showing out of that one. Very impressed with this product. I'm very excited to plug this thing in and try it out. I've got an NVR and I've got Wise cameras, and I kind of want to do a show, neck and neck with these things and see how that they do. I do have one last product to show you guys, and it's really just because it's so different and cool. I'm going to bring this out of the way, and I'll pull the last product up. It's a quick one, but I use this new one every day, and I've actually wanted to bring it to you guys because it is so cool. Let me get that up on the carousel so I make sure I have the right one. Perfect. Just saying welcome again to everybody that's watching still. If you're just tuning in, it's John the Net Guy. We're on the last product today, and this is from a company called Super Danny, not PC Tech Hustle Danny. But this is from Super Danny, and this is their 22 outlet surge strip. Now, I showed you all sorts of crazy surge strips last week, right? So we had this guy out there. This is a 20 outlet tower, and it's going to have individual switches and a bunch of cool stuff. If you just need a sheer raw number of outlets, this is your bag right here. So this one has a power on-off switch. It's going to have ground indications and correct wiring indications. It's going to have your standard surge strip down the middle, but it's going to have these wide-spaced outlets here for your AC adapters that nothing's going to get in the way of, which I love. It also has an additional 6 USB-A 2.4 amp outlets. It has a maximum of 4.8 across these, but most of the time when you have the USB outlets, the USB-As, it's more for light strips and other things that are not drawing that heavy wattage. So you can plug a cell phone into it in a high-power device and it'll work. I've actually been using this over in that corner to run all of my show lights and equipment that you see here. Everything's running off the ceiling and down the side, my laptop chargers. I have about 10 devices plugged into it at all times, but they're usually very large and bulky, and then that gets plugged into my UPS. So I wanted to share this with you. It's from Super Danny. There is a small sale on it right now. I'll pull that up real quick and get that up here on the Amazon, and we'll come back to it. Okay, so again, very good reviews overall. 3,122 ratings. Looks like it's got a 5-star review overall. Very happy with it, like I said myself. That's what you could do to it. Now, would I recommend using all 22 outlets? No, I wouldn't. I would never recommend doing that. There is a limit on this thing. Let's take a look at the wattage limit on the back. They're usually all printed there. It's going to have surge protection of 2100 joules and an 1875 watt or a 15 amp maximum usage. So 1875 watts. If you're doing more than that, again, use a different outlet, different circuits, things like that. But very nice spacing. So you can see very large adapters, no problem. Smart switches, no problem. So a lot of times you just don't need that many things plugged in, but you just need the spacing. There's two computers that are running onto it and a 1,000-day warranty coverage. They're showing a really cool use case, which is actually in a work in a kind of a cube environment, a huddle environment. And you can plug so many different things into it, and it looks like everybody's going. With laptops and things these days, taking less and less power individually, this is a great deal if you want to do something like that. So from Super Danny Company, highly rated, highly reviewed. This is the one I use, and I'm going to have to go put it back now. I had to cobble something together while I was showing you guys this. But this is the last product on Tech on Tuesday. This is number 49. I want to thank you guys all that checked in here. Just taking a look real quick. Need a second stage for demoing stuff like that. There you go. You know, Jeremy, you're reading my mind, man. I got a wall here that, and some stuff on the other side. I might be doing some neat stuff. Really cool. And Andrew's checking in. He says, that's a hefty power unit. Yes, it is. Both units were. The drill was powerful and that. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean up all this drilling debris and dust that apparently I put everywhere. But I want to thank all of you guys for checking in. This has been John the Net Guy. This was Tech on Tuesday, number 49. I'm going to catch you guys all in a future video.